This is Smoking Out the Closet. Now, here are your hosts.
Hi, I'm Rayven. I use she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Asmodeus. I use they, them pronouns.
Welcome back to another episode of
Smoking Out the Closet.
For those of you who are new or just joining us, we are a queer podcast that talks about cannabis,
The LGBT community,
and everything in between.
and beyond.
So welcome. So we're doing a bit of a different review today. So I know we normally do flower. We didn't really get a tincture on the No Nug November that we did back in November.
Yeah.
Which is hard to think about. It was almost 6 months ago.
Wow.
But today we were reviewing GTI Rhythm's Dr. Solomon's Rescue Drop tincture, which is 800 milligrams per bottle of THC. It's about, for a half of the drop, or about 20, just shy of 27% milligrams of THC. Super freaking lemony. Can I just say?
Tastes like lemon pledge a little bit.
Well, it makes sense though, because the ingredients are medical marijuana, medium chain triglycerides, which is like the binding agent, lemon oil, orange oil.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
No, but I mean, it's like if you ever walked into a GameStop and they have that like cleaner stuff, it tastes like a lemon scented GameStop. They don't do that as much, but back when EB Games was around and they were starting to merge under all just GameStop, it's kind of what it smelled like.
That's our sticker remover. That's the adhesive remover. I think I've said on the show before that I worked at GameStop.
Yes. Many moons ago.
I don't give a shit. They're a shit company. I'm not gonna go back to work for them. They treat their employees like shit. But anyway, I used to work there, and I figured out what that smell was. It's the adhesive remover for the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
And people nowadays are just fucking lazy and don't take the stickers off. And they just pile them up, and you can sometimes see cases that have like 35 stickers on them. Anyway, beside the point. But that's what that smell is when you go to GameStop. It's the Gugon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm screeching a lot.
The
You're lemon scented Gugon.
But yeah, this okay, so this is the weird thing with like ingestibles and tinctures, right? Because all we're really feeling is the THC and the CBC and CBG. Because yes, it has like a lot of limonene in there. Yeah, limonene doesn't process through the liver or like sublingually either.
Sorry.
So like it's just gonna be THC properties mostly. Or like the cannabinoids, I should say. So did it do anything for mental health? No. But it's not advertising that it would. It literally says on the packaging, help put pain on pause, easy to dose, non-habit forming, full body relief to soothe flare-ups faster than you can say SOS. So that's what it says on the box.
It's as advertised for me.
And it works. You know, my ankle hasn't hurt all day today. Well, since I had it, I should say.
Since this kicked in, I haven't been like achy and stuff. And for health reasons right now, I'm not allowed to take NSAIDs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been kind of hard because I rely on aspirin for my headaches a lot, and my sinuses are really flared up because of my allergies.
Yeah.
But this has helped like a lot, and like my knee pain,
mm-hmm.
and I was having some like lower back pain because I stand a lot of work. But
I mean, this would definitely help like post top surgery.
Oh yeah,
for
definitely.
either of us.
Yeah.
So I think this would be good because we're not allowed to do any inhalation methods for a while because coughing.
Yeah, you don't want to bust a stitch or something.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what we were talking about a little bit right before the episode?
Huh?
Like your hoodie?
Oh yeah, so I'm so sorry. I have an addition to our continuation, I should say, with our Pride merch. So Cloak brand, that is Jacksepticeye and Markiplier's clothing brand, have put out their Pride collection. It's kind of cool. I was going to order from them, and I was like, I don't know. I don't really like that design super much. Like it's they also donate their stuff to charity, so go ahead and support them. Like if you like
Mhm.
the design, that's cool. It's not. It was a lot of like back heavy hoodie designs, and I like frontal designs on my hoodies. But they're still pretty cool. They're awesome people. They have awesome clothing. I have a cloak hoodie, but Mythical also does a line of Pride merch every year. So I waited for them, and I'm glad I did because they have this really nice Mythical logo zip up. And also, at the time of this episode posting, you will no longer be able to buy them because they were 48-hour exclusive. But it is the 2023 Proud Mythical Beast, the Wrangler tee. It says their logo with the rainbow in it. Unofficial shout out if they find this. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna make all sorts of weird noises. But I got the Always Proud hoodie, and they proceed percent of their proceeds from their Always Proud collection that they have all year round, which I love them for having Pride merch all year round. Can I just say that? And the I Love Lesbians hoodie has become a thing for all year round, and it's just gorgeous, and I love it. And they're always so supportive. Goes to Outright International, which is an organization dedicated to improving the lives of LGBTQIA plus people who experience discrimination or abuse on the basis of their sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression. And this hoodie is amazing, and they also has their logo on the front in the rainbow, and on the back in big in the rainbow, which is nice as a front and a back design. And then they have stickers in the some of the like the trans and the non-binary flags. It's the Mythical logo
That
and
like
all the different
swirly
colors.
M.
Yeah, they're swirly M. They have a whole big flag that's Mythical, always proud. These great sweatpants with their logo and rainbow.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, this hoodie that I was gonna think about buying, the pullover that has the big M, the same one that's on the back of the zip up I got, with the arms with the Mythical and rainbow on both sides.
Nice.
And like, yeah, it's great that they're awesome. They're always donating to amazing charities and stuff. So if anybody who listens to us doesn't listen to them, they have a podcast, Ear Biscuits, Good Mythical Morning on YouTube, and they donate amazing this charity for like Pride Month, and their merch is amazing, and go support them. Because I think that's an important part of Pride merch in June. Can we just say, with Pride Month coming up? I know we're gonna. This is always the thing that gets beat to death, but it's very important that these places donate all year round, and this is not just rainbow coding for June.
Did we actually give a number?
We didn't give a number. I went off on a rant. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, the number for the tincture.
I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5 because it helps with pain, but I mean it's good for like people, but it was like kind of like a daytime high. I didn't really feel a whole lot of effects other than that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also took a very, very low dosage too. So like I took like 1/8 of the dropper.
Yeah. I doubled up because I didn't really feel anything, and my metabolism's weird, and I hadn't eaten a whole lot. I had like one piece of pizza earlier in the day, and it's like it took a while to kick in. So I was like, all right, I was in the middle of eating dinner, and I sat down afterwards, and we were watching GMM. Excuse me, and it hit me. But like, it was as advertised. It relieved pain and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And from the stuff that I had to deal with, like my personal issues that I'm going through, it helped with that, and like, cool. But my anxiety, however, was kind of weird and off, because it was like, I guess with anxiety, I need like some sort of terpene or something else to like help, because just the THC just kind of, I don't know.
Maybe need either ease up on the dosage a little.
Yeah, because
like take a 3/4 dose.
Yeah, take a smaller
all at
dose.
Once.
Yeah.
Or something. I mean, or some CBD.
Yeah, CBD or some of those terpenes like limonene also. That doesn't get processed through, but if I had like a pen or something with it, it probably would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just something to help ease up on the anxiety.
Definitely.
So
what's your number?
3.
3 out of 5? Okay.
3 out of 5.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah.
So in other news, I'm doing a thing, and I kind of want to talk about not the thing itself, but kind of a topic that's relating to the thing I'm doing. You want to talk about video games with LGBT representation in it?
Heck yeah.
We might have done this before. I can't fully remember,
Maybe, I don't know.
but we're gonna do it. And if we did it already,
We're
that's
gonna
fine.
do
I
it
mean, we
again.
talked about a couple of them. I know for a fact. So I have a list here of like some, but we can just talk about ones that we know. But I just wanted to have that list just in case I needed some more. But do you want to do the first one, or you want me?
Well, the first one I usually think of, because it kind of helped me with all my stuff, is like The Sims.
Mm-hmm.
Because The Sims have always had like cool representation. They also, I believe, donate to charity.
Mm-hmm.
Maxis does. They're really good.
And they've added so much to be more inclusive over the last year.
Yeah, and pronouns and different body styles, and it's just they're awesome. And like they also added top surgery scars and binders. Like yeah, they're awesome.
And and then when that whole thing with Russia, because we talked about them before.
Yeah.
They're like, haha, no, screw you, Russia.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a very big. I'm considering them an indie company. At the time they made the game, Midz was an indie company. I don't know if they're still making games or not. I think they did Coffee Talk, maybe. Which is another big kind of queer game, but it's not like a whole lot, just kind of more background characters in general. But and that's if they did Coffee Talk. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. 2064 Read-Only Memories. I've been playing it again, and it is like one of my favorite point-and-click adventure games. There's no real the things you click on, your interactions, how you talk to people and everything, how you figure out stuff. It changes the story a lot. It is very big callback to the old Sierra games like King's Quest, and Leisure Suit Larry, like those kind of games. You can pick your pronouns, you can pick dietary things, you can even put your own pronouns if you want in there. You can use any name you want. There's major characters that are like queer, like a gay couple, there's a non-binary couple or a person, there's a person who's like there's a couple handicaps present and everything. Like it's a very inclusive game, which is not surprising because it's made by a very queer studio.
Yeah, I've watched you play it, and it is super cute and colorful, and it feels like representative of. Is that a word? Representative.
It represents.
It represents. Yes, sorry. It represents a large population of people.
I knew there was a word you were trying to go for, but I can't pull it out right now.
I'm too high for that right
now. Is there another one you can think of? Because I got a few locked and loaded already.
I think it's worth mentioning Cyberpunk.
Oh, that's the one that's on that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cyberpunk 2077. So it's a little limited as, kind of the other games with gender stuff, but there's a lot of sexuality representation in there.
Yeah.
To be fair, this is made by CD Projekt Red, which is in Poland, and Poland's as a country is kind of with LGBT rights and everything. As history goes, so they haven't had as much we're kind of doing it since the 70s. They were a little more since the 90s, early 2000s with LGBT QI plus civil rights and everything there. From my understanding, I could be totally wrong. So they made an attempt. It wasn't the best attempt, but it's not the worst either.
Attempt. That's why I'm it's worth mentioning them. It was they tried, and I
yeah, because you can have any kind of bottom half you want.
Yeah.
Any kind of top half you want.
Yeah.
And you either have the male voice, which will give you he him pronouns, or the female voice, which will give you she her pronouns, which
Yeah.
But you can also there's a lot of bisexual characters like Uridine and the one cop you can romance. I can't remember his name right now.
I can't either. I know who you're talking about though.
You could technically be polyamorous in Cyberpunk 2077, which I found out.
Yeah.
But you could only end the story. Spoilers, this game's been out for like what, 2 years now?
Yeah.
Spoilers, but basically you can only end the story with one person, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like the two prostitutes, it doesn't stop you based on gender. It could be better, but it's got some good representation.
Yeah.
So another one I would say, and a lot of people got a lot of offended when this game came out, and if they didn't understand the joke of the series, I could see why they get offended. But honestly, I don't think it's really bad. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. So your character could be any gender, any pronoun. It's pretty much how as you're kind of going through the story, you're kind of filling out your character sheet for the superhero you are. And you can kind of, it's supposed to reflect you when you're filling it out. I don't think it reflects all the kids, but because a lot of people are saying like Kyle is Ace because of the human kite character sheet you can find. And while I'm not saying he can't be, I'm not sure if I can 100% call that canon or not, because I'm not sure if the kid, like, they're filling that out as the character or themselves.
Yeah.
But when you're playing the game, your character is filling it out as themselves. So I can see how it would be canon, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much Matt Stone or Trey Parker had in writing the game itself. I mean, they probably had a whole lot, but I'm not sold, but I'm not against it either. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a gray area kind of for me. But then like you also have like other characters with other like sexual orientations and everything. Like Tweak and Craig. Don't know why I was getting hard on that one. I was about to say Queek. Like it's a creaky floor, but I'm Elmer Fudd.
Queek and Quig.
But yeah, they're the gay couple and everything, and I really like it. And the negative reaction a lot of people got were like, oh, these people are like attacking you and referring to you negatively because you're like a trans character, and I'm like, yeah, that's showing accurately our struggle and everything. But also, that's the joke. It's not making fun of the fact my character is trans. It's making fun of rednecks who go after anything that's different from them.
Yeah.
And sometimes even the same as them for not being exactly like them. Because, like, you could put straight white Christian and they'll be like, look at here, we got a straight white Christian. Must think he's better than everyone else. Okay, there was a couple series I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say the entire series because I think every game I have played from them so far has been great. The Mass Effect series, the Fallout series, the Dragon Age series, 2 from BioShock, and 1 from Bethesda. I will definitely say Skyrim. I haven't played enough of Morrowind or Oblivion to say they're also a really good rep, but also Skyrim. So these games you can romance characters, and most of the time it's either there's a couple characters who are open to everybody, and then there's characters based on like specific things to romance, especially in the Dragon Age game, and Mass Effect series. Fallout, it kind of seems like whatever, but not all the characters are like sexually or romantically interested. They're just kind of like, yeah, we're your best buddies.
Yeah.
So there's like Ace representation there too, which I really like. I don't think I've seen that in Mass Effect, but then again, I might have missed it because I haven't explored everything in Mass Effect. I haven't even finished Mass Effect 3 yet. and I just started playing when the Legacy Edition came out. But it feels like once you romance the character, you can kind of kiss and everything, but a lot of the story kind of doesn't get affected by the fact you're in a romance. Except Dragon Age Inquisition with the DLC, because if you romance Iron Bull, when he quote unquote betrays you, if you actually do certain things right, he'll either actually betray you and you will say, like, I thought we had something, I thought we were in love, I thought this, and he goes, yeah, but this is more important than us. And then if you do the thing where he actually doesn't betray and actually betrays his people, he goes, yeah, but you're more important than them. And I'm like,
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew freaking Valley. Not
Everybody's
super,
pansexual.
Everybody's pansexual. Not super great with the gender thing because it's
Yeah.
a binary, but super cool with like the queer stuff.
Yeah, and also to be fair, what's his face?
The guy who made the game?
Yes.
Eric?
Yeah, what's he known as?
Concerned Ape.
Thank you. Kind of learned more after the fact, kind of the thing.
Oh my god, can I just say, can I freak out for a second?
Yeah, you talk about your tweet.
Oh yeah, you replied to my tweet. Ah!
He's pretty cool guy.
Oh my god,
if you have like
amazing.
questions or anything about the game, he'll tell you like, oh no, you can do this.
There's an official game Discord that he's in as a creator, and I love that.
Oh, that's awesome. The Life is Strange series.
Oh gosh, yes.
Again, a bit too binary.
Yeah.
As representation goes, but does romance very well, and it feels natural through the games. I've only played. Okay, so I played Life is Strange. I'm just starting a playthrough of Life is Strange Before the Storm, which is before the first game, and Life is Strange True Colors. I have not played Life is Strange 2, but the Wikipedia page, there is a Wikipedia page for a list of games with LGBTQIA plus representation. It was on there, so.
As I point at you with my hand with my tattoos from Life is Strange True Colors. I have the whole set. I bought the whole set when I worked at GameStop. So if you want to play those.
Okay.
But yeah, I have played True Colors, and it was like super cute, like there's queer romance in it. It was adorable. But yeah, I have played. I think I played Before the Storm a little bit.
All of it's on the PlayStation Plus thing too.
Nice.
Horizon Forbidden series. I would. So basically, the main character you play as. Spoilers for Horizon Zero Dawn, which came out on way earlier in the PS4 lives. Horizon Forbidden West, which is early in the PS5's life, and its newest DLC I can't remember the name of. But basically, Aloy's a clone of a person, and that scientist that she's cloned from is a queer woman. And Aloy is canonically lesbian? Or sapphic, at least. Some of the language a lot of people were saying, like, could be either, because she's, like, never seen sapphic women. She's like, I didn't know this was a thing. I'm feeling things that I've never felt before. As, like, her feelings towards the character in the DLC. Or, and she's like worried that she might be broken. So some people are thinking she might be asexual, but like sapphic romantically. Whichever. Really good representation there. I think there's a couple side characters who are gay. Another really strong game, really good game with a strong female character who is also gay. The Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 1 had a great queer couple that got even more lore for the queer couple in the TV show. And people got mad about that.
Well, though you can tell, though, those are the people who haven't played the video game.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't know anything about the video game.
Or they're like, well, they didn't say they were gay. They said he was his partner. And everyone was like, yeah, you don't cry over, like... I mean, you do cry. You can cry over your best friend like that. Or, like, like... your buddy cops together, but the way he was looking at him and the way that I can't remember the name. it starts with a J. I can't remember the character you play as. That Pedro Pascal is playing in the show, but he was very awkward and like, oh, I'm sorry, and like it was also like you lost a loved one, kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Overwatch 1 and 2, technically, I should say this because they have a lot of representation with skins and stuff, but all the characters and Apex Legends, any of the like MOBA games that are coming out lately, they have skins and stuff and they sell them during Pride Month, but like a lot of the representation of the character being X identity, it's all outside the game. Unless it's pronouns. No, they might do pronouns, like say the character's pronouns properly, but like most of the representations off screen. So it's there with asterisks. I'm gonna say both of these.
I have one.
Oh, you have one?
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yes.
The person that you play as, your little character, is always referred to with they them pronouns, and all your friends that come over are always referred to with they them pronouns.
Yeah, and nothing's gender locked between clothes or outfits or anything.
Hairstyles or nothing is gender locked.
Which
Gender
is really
don't
nice.
know her.
Also, there's a gay couple.
Oh yeah, but Nintendo won't confirm that as canon. It's fan lore that they're partners, they're business partners.
It's pretty much already like saying that because they kind of care. Like you can literally talk to Flick and be like, "Oh, I got to get this for someone I really care about. I hope he likes it, but it's not a fish."
But Nintendo will never actually confirm that.
I don't see why not. Nintendo's like giving benefits to same-sex couples, even though the government of Japan won't. I think we're not getting that because Nintendo of America.
Yeah, Nintendo of America.
Nintendo, I don't think cares.
No, it's probably what happened was they actually are queer, but they censored it for America.
Yeah, kind of like the same thing they did with Vivian from Paper Mario: 1,000-Year Door.
And shoot.
Birdo?
The Birdo, yeah, the thing with Birdo got lost in the American translation.
Okay, so I have Tell Me Why, which follows a story made by the same studio, Don't Nod, who did Life is Strange. This is their like one that's about the trans guy coming home after I think his mom passed away. And he's kind of like reliving memories and everything. I think that was his power or something. I didn't play it. I want to play it though. I gotta find it. Brain, where am I? I'm gonna say these two at the same time: Dream Daddy and Monster Prom. So Dream Daddy was made by Game Grumps themselves. Yes. The Baron character that Danny voices is canonically a trans man and has a binder. There's a lesbian mom.
Love it.
And I think one of the dads is also bisexual.
I need to play this game. You need to play it.
And then Monster Prom is made. There's like canon non-binary character. They're one of the characters you could choose from. I think it's the shadow guy. You could be the shadow man. They refer to them with non-binary pronouns, and the Eldritch beast, or like the elder guide character, is a trans girl. And she says, "This is my name," and all the cult followers are like having a hard time considering her transition and everything, which is really cute. Outer Worlds is probably what I'm going to end it on. Not a whole lot, kind of like the same with like Fallout and stuff, like the romance, but they also have where you can have when your side characters romance someone, which is more the game's actual romance mechanic, and the character is asexual. Is there anything you want to add before we end it?
I don't think so. It was fun to talk about, though.
Yeah, we'll be back after a quick break. And we are back. So I got a couple news things. The first one I want to do, speaking of trans people, was written yesterday from Pink News. A trans man gives powerful speech at Posey Parker rally after tricking gender-critical activists. So basically, a person who wishes to be named anonymously, doesn't want their name out there, went to a anti-trans rally by internet personality Posey Parker, who's really named Kelly J. Keen Minsel. She's the one that got like the soup thrown at her in England.
Yeah.
Basically, this trans person or trans man came up and was talking about how during his whole time of transitioning, he was basically being told that everything he was doing was wrong, and how he was being told that like he shouldn't be doing this and everything, or shouldn't be doing certain things, should be dressing certain ways and everything. And the gender critical people, or the way he's saying it, is basically saying it like makes it sound like it's supposed to be like the trans people are doing this, but it's literally he's talking actually about them. Like, I was told what to wear. I was told, how to have my hair a certain way and a certain length and everything. And they think it's, the indoctrination and he's a detransitioner. But then he goes, and the sad thing is, y'all believe this and you don't realize you're in a cult. And some of them clap and some of the other ones go, huh? And they don't really like, and I am a proud trans man and all of you are TERFs. And he starts unscrewing the microphone cap and they just start pushing him and like going everything and like pushing him away and everything. He's like, what? So yeah, they got pissed off at that. And Posey's response was, "This is why you don't transition, ladies." And I'm like, what? Standing up for your rights? It was great.
Oh well.
Speaking of which, there's a whole thing going around with that trans kid who was forced to wrestle in the women's league back in 2018 in Texas. That's making a return cycle again. Because fucking this doctor who looks like she's the crypt keeper from Tales from the Crypt after all the plastic surgery. She works in Ollie London. Basically is saying like, oh, trans people aren't this, trans people aren't that. I'm a doctor. You should trust me. Blah 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 blah. Where was I going? Oh yeah, and then one of our friends who also listens to the podcast. So shout out to Sheila. She sent me this from explorejeffersonpa.com. Pennsylvania Health Department faces lawmaker questioning over medical marijuana doctor data. This was written, doesn't say, but it was 2 days ago. During a recent budget hearing, a Republican lawmaker questioned how the Department of Health uses data to provide oversight of doctors in Pennsylvania's medical marijuana program, citing ongoing public records dispute involving the agency. It has parentheses. Oh, it's by Ed Mahone of Spotlight PA. Each year, hundreds of thousands of Pennsylvanians must receive approval from a physician if they want to legally use cannabis in the state. The state's Office of Open Records has ordered the health department to release the number of approvals per specific doctors if such records exist. But the agency has sued to keep those records secret, arguing for a broader interpretation of medical marijuana's confidency rules. At least 3 cases that center on the issue are currently pending in the Commonwealth Court. Spotlight PA is a defendant in 2 of them. State Senator Greg Rothram, a Republican of Cumberland County, referred to these cases as he questioned Deborah Bogan, the state's acting health secretary. He didn't ask Bogan to comment on releasing the data. Quote, "But I would like to know if your department does do reviews of this information," Rothman asked. And does the department protect against doctors from providing blanket approvals for medical use? Bogan didn't directly say how the agency uses the data or clarify whether it routinely reviews the information for patterns or outliers. Instead, she said the department responds to complaints against doctors, and doctors have to attest that they are following requirements of the law in order to certify patients. Quote, look at the numbers of certifications done by specific providers is challenging because the providers, they are healthcare providers that by nature of the work would certify more patients than others, Bogan testified. And just looking at the numbers alone doesn't give us that information. Well, of course not. I mean, think about it this way. You have those companies who advertise, like, we'll cert you, we'll get you your diagnosis and everything. And some people go to them. But also, at the end of the day, it also kind of comes down to who gives the bottom dollar. Like, who's being cheaper, who's providing telemed help for, like, people who live out in the countryside where it's going to take them an hour to get to a certifying doctor if they're lucky. Like, there's so many factors with that. And also potentially HIPAA violations as well if they do release those records. So depending on how they get, if they just want the numbers, I don't think that's a HIPAA violation. But if they want who's who,
Yeah, they're not allowed to ask for,
like, why
they're
they're
not allowed
getting
to
the
ask
card.
for diagnoses of people. They're not allowed to ask for like names or addresses, emails, phone numbers, anything like that. They're allowed to ask, I think they're allowed to ask for quantities of patients.
Which is fair, but also, like, the Department of Health is kind of like the only part of the government that's allowed to kind of look at medical
Yes.
records and
Yeah.
stuff, because they're the ones that issue the license, or I guess technically it's a license to smoke weed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, vaporized weed. We're a vapors
We're a
only state.
vaporization only state.
You remember how long we tried to keep that facade up that
Oh
we
my
were
God,
vaporizing
yeah,
it?
Jesus Christ. How long did that last?
Yeah, I think what, first 2 months.
Yeah.
So was that the first 8 episodes?
Yeah. They were just like, oh, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Rothman's question followed a series of Spotlight PA investigation stories that uncovered serious flaws in a medical marijuana program, including questionable health claims, weak oversight of cannabis companies, and unfair rules for doctors. How about we just legalize it?
Yeah.
Will it make you guys happy?
Probably not.
Because, like, here's my thing. If you have any mental health thing, people are going to question you if you really have it. Like, oh, they're just prescribing it for anxiety. Okay, that person doesn't look like they have anxiety. Yeah, maybe because they're on meds.
Or, the weed helps.
Or, they're imploding rather than exploding.
Uh-huh.
Because that's what happens with a lot of neurodivergent people. Like,
the explosion happens up in your brain cells,
yeah,
not out in the world.
And, like, they're just kind of going through the day because they know how to mask. Because a lot of us figured that out before we entered high school.
That's why they call it a mental illness. It's in your mind. Fun fact, a lot of that can now be found in brain scans.
Yeah.
So you can actually have pictures of, hey, this brain is functioning different than other brains.
Also, you can actually see there's been so far, I don't know the numbers, but there's been a small study of, like, trans people. And they're finding that a lot of the scans of the brain for, like, trans women are matching up very similarly to how cis women's brains look.
Oh, wow.
And I think the same for trans men. Non-binary people were not. I don't think they have a study for that yet of the brain look. But
look at my brain. That'll be out. It's fine. Please look at my brain. I would like somebody to figure out what's going on up there. Anyway.
Public available records obtained by Spotlight PA show the department has cited patients' approval numbers in at least one disciplinary case against the doctor. In another disciplinary case against the doctor, an attorney for the health agency argued that the number of patients versus his time and ability to certify patients is relevant. I mean, yeah, if he's just handing out, like, 100 in a day, that's kind of fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, without actually seeing and talking and everything. But if he's also doing it and going, okay, do you have any questions? You also got to think of renewal for some of them, too.
Yeah, if you're doing renewals, you should not be counting, I think, renewals in that, because it's like, this shit doesn't go away.
Yeah.
There's no sense in re-diagnosing it because most of it is not curable. It's treatable, which is different than being curable. Treatable is you treat the symptoms, what comes along with it, and the cause of it can't just be eliminated.
And that's the thing too, is like you got to think of, because like, how do I want to say this? Because like, take Greenbridge Society, who we were going through for a long time. It was pretty much, hey, you still have PTSD, Rayven? Yeah, I still got it. Okay. Do you have any questions? No. Okay. We still have your documentation from your therapist. Yeah. Cool. All right. Is it helping? Yeah. Okay. The end. Here's your, we got your paperwork in.
Pretty much.
And it's
with mine, even with the new one that I went to, I can't remember who, Apple Ridge. Apple Ridge Family Health, I think is what their name is. And I was like, how's things going? Good. How's dispensary? Good. Because they hook up dispensary workers. Like, good. Is working for you? Yeah. Still have anxiety? Yeah. You still living at this address? Yeah. Okay. Like 2 or 3 weeks, you'll see it. Okay, cool. Have any questions? It's like a 5-second conversation.
It's like going to the doctor for like, hell, you could do, because there a lot of like PCPs and everything are doing telemed health. Say your doctor prescribes you, I don't know, Wellbutrin for like anxiety or depression. Hey, how's Wellbutrin treating you? Good. Having any negative side effects? Not really. Do you have any questions? No. It's been treating you well? Yeah. Is it helping? Yeah. Okay. Have a good rest of your day.
Why would you have to go? There's no reason to go to because like I was on meds for a while and they were not the right ones, but I still had to go to the doctor's office like once a month, and they were like, how's it going? Same shit. Yeah, same thing you just went over. But I drove there and I'm like, why did I drive here? This could have been a phone call. That's one thing I'm glad about. Like, telemed has stayed around.
Yeah. And honestly, like, so with this article, I'm not going to read more because it just goes into numbers and everything. We have like over 400,000 people in our program right now, or at least at the time of this article was being written. But like, should there be like an oversight committee and like checking in on the doctors and like making sure that like looking out for the patient and not trying to get a bottom dollar or like they're actually following the rules? Yes, I think we should have that.
Yeah.
But I also should make sure that like they're not charging these people like $300 fucking dollars for like basically going, hey, you still have this issue, or hey, I see you're a new patient, your therapist sent me all the paperwork, or we have all the documentation of your cancer or whatever. That's $300 now. Because, like, they're diagnosing and not running the diagnosis through insurance because it's related to medical.
Yeah.
For some doctors.
Yeah.
Then when I first got my card, I was lucky he did do that. And he also didn't actually have to do the full diagnosis because I have all that already.
I had to get a full diagnosis and everything, which I already had for, like, depression, but at the time I don't think when I got into the program, depression wasn't on there. And like I have had anxiety my whole fucking life, and I finally had a diagnosis for it. I was like, cool, thanks, we just need the paperwork, I'll pay the $100, here you go.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that $100 was your first time patient there with them, which that was also 2-3 years ago, which was way reasonable.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was ridiculously cheap then.
And I still have patients coming into my dispensary and being like, oh yeah, I just renewed, because they see like the thing that like one company is working with my company that I work for.
Yeah.
Not naming names or anything, but they're like running a deal, which is just a little like, it's like kind of what most telemeds are kind of running right now and everything. But they'll come in and say, oh, I spent like $200.
Who the fuck are you certain
who
with?
the fuck did you go?
Listen, even Greenbridge still, I will still shout them out. They're still good. They're still reliable.
I do. I tell them all the time, go to them.
Go to them. They are now advertising they're still telemed. I got mine in the middle of the pandemic, and they've been telemed ever since.
Let me see if I could try. I think it's like Vita Health or something, and Compassionate Care these people are going to. because it's literally, I keep getting ads for them on fucking Twitter. But basically it's like they're just scamming people. Very Heal or Verilife, one of the two between those two. And Compassionate Care are just charging people like fucking crazy. Now, Compassionate Care has gotten lower, and they do a lot of like drop prices when they're at events or anything. But I've seen some of their prices in other states, and holy fuck, is it expensive?
Mm-hmm.
And it should not be that expensive, in my opinion.
No.
Maybe I should have took an allergy pill.
It's not a bad idea.
Is there anything else you want to bring up today?
I'm trying to think if there's anything specifically. Not really. I talked about what I wanted to talk about.
Okay. Well, we got some time, so I guess we'll just be loose for another 14 minutes.
Loosey goosey.
Can
we talk about that Tillamook ice cream?
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that?
Fucking good. That's real good. We watched them on Good Mythical Morning, and they're really good ice cream. Even their like stuff that didn't make it into the final fours or whatever's, it's still really freaking good. Their strawberry is great.
Yeah, so they're like a Midwest ice cream company.
Yeah.
And oh my god, they're so good.
Holy shit!
We got the strawberry. We're just going through like a gallon of it.
Oh my god, so good. I also had some Ben and Jerry's earlier. The almond milk tonight dough. So good.
Still can't believe that Ben. No, it's Jerry. Jerry of Ben and Jerry's is making a cannabis company.
That's awesome, though. Stoner ice cream.
Stoner ice cream, yeah.
Always has been. So good. Did we talk about when we first found Ben and Jerry's? I was in college when I found Ben and Jerry's.
That was the first time you found Ben and Jerry's?
It was the first time I knew Ben and Jerry existed. I think maybe, I don't know if Sandy ever had Ben and Jerry's. She was a Duncan Hines girl.
I don't know this. Okay, so the memory's a little fuzzy, and I don't know if it's with my biological father or if it was with my parents. I've been to a Ben and Jerry's ice cream shop.
Oh, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous.
And that's the first time I had it, and I think it was in middle school.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hang on. Let me... Ben and Jerry's... Yeah, there's like a couple in Virginia Beach.
I'm so jealous. We need to go now.
Yeah, I think that's where I went to my first Ben and Jerry's, was the one in Virginia Beach.
We need to go.
But yeah, I've had Ben and Jerry's. I can't remember who I was with. Which dad was it with? Can I talk about the time I was at Busch Gardens with both my dads and everyone thought I was raised by a gay couple for a minute?
Goodness.
Or at least that's what my biological father's fear was. Because yeah, I would call them both my dad. So okay, for a little context for the people who don't know, I was raised by my mom and my stepdad. My stepdad kind of came in the picture when I was 2, and has been there my entire life. He is my dad 100%. Like when I say dad, I'm talking about that man. You know, the dad who stepped up. He's not the stepdad. He's the dad who stepped up.
Yep.
Now, my biological father didn't know who I was. We didn't know each other till I was like 7 or something like that when we did a DNA test. So like, but also from when I furthered the relationship, it was kind of So, but no, I was raised by my dad. But yeah, that was also the same night we took the battering ram at Busch Gardens 11 times in a row because no one else would get on, and I was about to go for a 12th, and they were like, "No, no more, no more." Jeez, what else is going on in either? Oh,
Did I finish my Ben and Jerry story?
I don't know.
College. I was in college and I went to Penn State, and when I was at Penn State, that's when I first realized Ben and Jerry's existed. When I was living in the dorm.
Oh yeah,
in that little place across from there that sold ice cream.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when I first had Ben and Jerry's. Was with my friend.
It's a nice time to discover Ben and Jerry's, though.
Oh, right. And then you and I started dating, and that was a really great time in my life. I discovered Ben and Jerry's, and I found one of the bestest loves in my life.
Aww, that's gay.
Yeah.
While we have some time, I kind of want to make a little announcement for the show. One, we have a table at the Pittsburgh Pride Revolution.
Hell yeah,
we
do.
officially have a table. I am making merch for us. Right now it's just gonna be stickers. And some, I can't do t-shirts or anything like that yet, but everything that we are selling is just gonna go straight back into the show. I am thinking about opening up a shop with the stickers and everything so people can buy merch year round from us.
That'd be cool.
So keep an eye out on that. I'm very excited. I have a lot of cute designs. I got a pride ogie. It's a pride pierogi.
If I would have thought ahead, I could have crocheted stuff. For Pride.
I have like a axolotl with pride sunglasses that says "Deal with it." I got one of the yellow Pittsburgh bridges with like the pride flag inside of it.
I love it. Do you want to talk about your personal design, or do you want to make that a surprise for Pride?
What, the ones I already have printed? No,
yeah.
I want to talk about Zaghost.
I love him.
Okay, so Zaghost was kind of like a quick sketch on one of our advertising boards that we were told we could have and then told we couldn't have or something like that. Like draw like strain of the week or something like that. So we decided we're just going to decorate it and put it in our break room. And I decided I wanted to draw a little ghosty dude. Because my one coworker drew like a high Care Bear, like a pot bear or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what should I draw? And I was thinking, I'm like, what if there was a Pokemon for cannabis? And I was thinking, I was like, wait, I could just make Sinistea and make it weed related.
Yeah, make a Sinistea live in a bong.
So it's either Sinistea or its evolved form Poltegeist. But yeah, it's basically a little ghost that lives in a bong, and it's called Zaghost. Because like Zaza. One of the nicknames for weed.
Oh yeah.
And so the water in the bong is all the pride colors. So I have a gay pride, just the general pride flag. I have lesbian pride flag, the good one, not the chapstick lesbian one. It was made by an asshole. I have the trans flag, the non-binary flag, the intersex flag, the bi flag, the pan flag. What are some of my designs? I got like a little cartoony head thing of us and a microphone. I got it smoking out the closet, circling a microphone.
Heck yeah, that one's super cute.
The
joint heart.
Yeah, I have a heart. I have a joint that's shaped in a heart, like it's like wrapped around itself.
So adorable.
Like a heart. I have like Yin's Gay. I try making some like Pittsburgh specific ones. But yeah, I'm gonna sell some merch. Maybe, hopefully, I can get in that little I Made It market for the rest of the year.
Rainbow Mr. Rogers sweater.
I thought about that, but someone's already done that.
Oh.
Someone's already done that. I try to keep my pictures as original as I could.
That's fair.
The only one that I'm going to say is not 100% original, but it's going to be our mascot Buds being arrested by the cops from South Park instead of Randy, and he's going, I'm sorry, I thought this was America."
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have Buds like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and then the other thing is we unfortunately could not get any of the bigger ones. They just of the companies that I wanted to get for the podcast. They just stopped responding to us. But a little towards the end of this month, I can set up a PayPal thing to have a donation start running for an entire 30 days. I can't do any longer than that. But we are going to run a donation for the Pittsburgh Pride House,
Heck yeah.
which does is actually part of like the community center. They started that. We've been donating personally every month to help them. It's not a whole lot, but it's a lot we can afford right now. And then they're the ones also throwing the Pittsburgh Pride Revolution. It's all coming from them. So we're going to raise money for them all through the month of June, or most of June, I should say, because I'm probably going to set up like a couple days before end of May and then run it for that 30 days, just so we can get it donated to them by the end of May or end of June. Sorry. But they do a lot for the Pittsburgh area. They run like food shelters. They're connected of like food pantries. They're connected to like homeless shelters. Like they do a lot of good for the LGBTQIA plus community here in Pittsburgh. And I think we should pay some of that back. So keep an eye out for that in the show notes when I set it up. But yeah, just little updates with the show. I wanted to feel like, because like we've been trying to do a lot of good for the area and everything, and I think this is probably like the best we could do right now. I definitely want to work with like GLAD and PFLAG. Trevor Project won't work with us because we talk about cannabis, unfortunately.
No, that's right.
It's because they specialize in minor care for minors.
I get
So,
it. Still.
But
there are minors that benefit from medical cannabis, though.
They do, but it's a lot of an image game and everything, though.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything else to add. Do you?
Not really. No.
Alrighty. Well, once again, my name is Rayven. I use she/her pronouns.
I'm Asmodeus. I use they/them pronouns.
And we'll see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.